Divin hails originally from Armagh, but after an undetermined number of years in the maiden city, has almost graduated to the dizzy heights of Derry Girl. Peaceworker, knackered mummy, musician and juggler of life, she remains clueless as to how she finds time to write, and is abjectly apologetic tonight for the loss of her Armagh accent, which is a tragedy, somewhere across the Glenshane Pass many moons ago. Tonight, Sue is reading Twist or Pull.
As I was doing not very extensive research about apple picking in orchards, I came across the fact that you should twist the apple as you pick it, not yank it from the branch. So that's where twist or pull comes from. And this is a story about two young lads thieving apples for ulterior motives. Predictable as sunshine on the 12th that I'd get spied. I'd shimmied up the tree with the prowess of Incy Wincy Spider. Now, frozen to the branch, I was regretting the brightness of my Armagh Gaelic shirt. It hadn't been Mr. O'Hagan I'd been hoping to see over the orchard wall, but then again, I hadn't taken him for the type to be oogling Judge Judy of a morning neither. Tell you to wear green, Mark hissed up at me, jiggling her lute in his sister's school bag. I'd blend in by the end of autumn at the rate I was edging along the final branch. Cheek of him, slagging me when he'd a pink Barbie rucksack busting with Bramleys. Sure, I'd nothing green, I whispered back. Some Irishman, you, he winked. After 7 years at integrated primary together, I could let him away with it. Almost. Stretching, I yanked the next apple and fired it at him. There's an orange for you, in case you're feeling left out. Twist, don't pull, he yelped in a voice that was still showing no sign of breaking. The Google guru knew everything about cider homebrewing except how to climb the bloody tree. Twist was, from my vantage point, this was all about pulling. I had a cracker view into Granny O'Hagan's back garden. Her knickers on the line were flying in glorious technicolor, and it would take more than the fizz of an illicit pint behind Mark's shed to cool me down. Truth be told, a few litre bottles of cider would be easier come by through the bribing of my cousin, for he had a fake ID and a queer shadow of a beard. But sure, where would you be without a bit of dare? Odds on, not monkeying in a flippant tree. If I didn't get a move on, the verdict wouldn't just be dished out from Judge Judy. Granya's da was shifting in his chair. That enough yet? I asked. One more, says he, pointing like the executioner. It's a real beauty. Just out of reach. Story of my life. I'm reaching now, like a turn of my wrist will reveal superpower finger extensions. The heady combination of the sugary orchard air and the rainbow of underwear fueling my self-belief. Of course I can reach this. I can. Just crack. Shite. I'm testing Einstein's theory without the bloody apple. Or was it Newton? Thwack. Buzzing in my head. Blackness. A different buzzing. My brain slowly tunes in to the bees and the birds and the bees. There's slabber round my mouth. My hand is being fondled. Grania, I mumble. My hand has dropped quicker than a fart in the school corridor. My eyes focus as I lurch upright. Mark! We stare like pistols at dawn. You could have been dying, says he, scuffling away from me in the grass. It might have been believable, were it not for his sudden interest in picking daisies. That and the fact he looks like he'd rather be pushing them up. I swallow, wiping my mouth on my t-shirt. God, I hadn't covered this one in PSE class. All well and good, they made sure we were drilled to know orchards were rife with forbidden fruit. But in religion class, it was always girls doing the tempting, and with that, I was sweet. As I rubbed my head, Mark jumped to his feet, apples flooding from the pink rucksack as he fled through the trees. At the far hedge, he looked back once, tears streaming. My stomach was rumbling by the time I found him down by the shock firing stones. I'm dead, aren't I? Says he without looking at me. He was right and all. Never mind his school rugby squad. His dad would take to it like a duck to slurry. On the positive though, at least he wouldn't be fighting me to sneak a Coke bottle of cider to Grania. I breathed deep. Look, how you ice your cake's your own business, says I after a minute. But you're still the one that knows how to make cider, and I reckon you and me both could use a drink.